Alrighty, here we go. Welcome. Was this the 9th episode? We're getting some decent views.
It might be the 10th.
Is it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, like one of the videos we have like 14,000 views on.
Wow.
The legalized
full video or one of the little shorts?
One of the little short guys.
Yeah. Yeah, because you make yourself look good in the little short ones.
Right, baby.
You're just like the big media outlets. You clip things so it makes you look good.
Yeah. Well, you got to get on your editing game, so you can throw some out there. All right, so easy topic. We are at war with Iran.
Military actions.
Yep. So, what are your thoughts and opinions?
Well, I mean, philosophically, I don't think we should be going into other countries,
but
with military action. However, does the president have the authority to do so? Yes.
So you think that the president has the authority? I had to turn that off. Without declaration of war, you're saying?
Yeah. The last, do you know when the last time there was a declaration of war?
Yeah, probably Vietnam, but no,
Vietnam was not a declaration of war. World War II.
Yeah. So
wait, Korea, Vietnam, all these other ones.
Yeah, but that's not a philosophical argument. You agree with that, right?
What?
I mean, you're just saying that because something didn't happen in the past, that it's okay to continue it, is what
No. What I'm saying is you hear a lot of our legislators saying, he's got to come to Congress. He doesn't have to go to Congress for what he's doing. Sorry, every president has done it. They've been granted the war powers by Congress, that they have to follow certain procedure, which they're following. So, I mean, it's not illegal. Do I think it's the right thing? That's a tough one. Philosophically, I think I've stated my position. I think we should keep out of other people's business. But that said,
here it comes.
Iran has been pretty vocal and also taken a lot of action, killed a lot of Americans.
When?
Back in the 80s. Okay. In the 80s.
Okay. So in World War II, let's just say, or in Vietnam, they killed a lot of Americans. Like that premise is just, then because something happened in history 100 years ago, it gives you how do you use that premise?
That's what I'm saying. You asked me when. Well, it started back in the 80s.
Right, but
it's gone on. Look, back probably 10 years ago or so, they captured some of our Navy guys. And so, I mean, look, they are harboring and they create a lot of terror throughout the world. So it's kind of like if you're somewhere and you see somebody that's doing something bad, do you just let it happen? Or if you have the ability to impact that bad action, do you take action? And I think that's what's going on right now.
Okay. So what you are suggesting is a complete contradiction of the United States. If you were to line up every country in the world and say, who has done the most harm when it comes to going to other nations unprovoked and attacking, by far, it's the United States. It doesn't even come close, right? So what you're suggesting is, your premise is, because somebody was talking or possibly could do something. It's all these what ifs. Then
Wait a minute. First of all, you need to back up your statement that we have done the worst of any other country.
Let me do some research while you're talking, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say I'm 95% right. Let me, but yeah, I mean, if you don't think that's true, let me.
Well, so like, you know, when 9/11 happened and, you know, we went to war there. Yeah, I am not one for war, but also one of the issues like that came out prior to this military action that's been undertaken was Iran basically told our negotiators, hey, you can say and do whatever you want, but we have enough nuclear to create 11 bombs. I mean, that was said like last week.
Okay. So you're saying that they don't have the right as a sovereign nation to have nukes?
No. Look, philosophically,
Dad,
I hate the fact that there's an inconsistency in what I'm saying, because I'm saying philosophically, I don't think we should. Realistically,
so you don't care?
Is there an argument to say that when you see something going on that is bad, like a country killing 30,000 of their people in a week, do we have a reason to step in?
Yep. What you're saying?
Those are tough questions. I'm not saying it's an easy question, and I don't know what I would do if I was the president of the United States.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, right? You are just stating philosophically you don't think something is right, but you do it anyways, right?
Well, no, I think that there are extenuating circumstances to any. It's never black and white. I know you like to be totally black and white. I don't think that's how the world operates.
So my point is always this. I don't like what is it? Like, not contradictions, but I don't like it when there's a double, just a double standard. It's like, what gives us the right? Like, we think that we are better and more morally sound than everybody else, so it gives us the right. That's like saying, oh, well, if I'm a Christian, then that gives me the moral high ground to just go, you know, if I think somebody is going to do something to kill them because I'm a Christian, and that gives me a higher moral ground. That's no different than saying, well, we're Americans, we can make these decisions and screw everybody else.
So you, from your perspective, your feeling is that Iran, under the leadership that it currently is under, is as good as the U.S. government. That's what you're saying.
That Iran?
Yeah. That the Ayatollah, that the clerics that run the country, that their intent is honorable. In other words,
what I'm saying,
Israel.
Listen, there could be excuses.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think that they are?
I'm explaining to you. I'm saying that I think that they are a lot more peaceful nation than we are. If you go by straight facts, they've never dropped a nuke on anybody. They haven't had aggression wars on other countries out being provoked. And I pulled up some statistics that I'm going to show right now in a screen share to go over it, even though I got, let's see, Google Chrome would like to record this computer screen and audio. Yes. Okay, here we go. I just got a new. computer, so it's now asking me for all this. Oh, geez. Maybe you could pull it up, but let's see if I can do it. Can I? So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll just read it off. But the United States has been involved in nearly 400 military interventions between 1776 and 2026, with half occurring since 1950 and 25% in post-World War period. The Congressional Research, blah, blah. Here's a number that should stop you cold. Of those 469 documented foreign military interventions, the U.S. government only formally declared war 11 times in just 5 separate wars. Why does this matter? Okay, so I mean, it's going to go into the principle of why this matters, which we can argue that.
Anthony, I'm sorry. I think you're fighting. I think you're fighting a battle that can't be won if you look at the world and what the positive things that we've done. And that, yeah, we were the one to drop the atomic bomb. Who attacked us?
Okay.
Japan did.
No, what we did for us to be attacked. Do you know what we did? This is the bullshit that I truly hate, is that we like people in the US just take this moral high ground. First of all, the reason why Japan attacked us, do you know why?
Yeah, because we interfered with their, I think it was probably their energy or something back then.
Put an embargo on their entire country.
Right.
So they're a tiny little country that imports mostly everything. What we did as a country is we told every other country, you cannot trade with them. We starved them. They started to die. They had no means to survive. That's what we did to them. We provoked them on purpose. We showed
so the U.S. is always the bad guy.
No. I'm not saying the U.S. is always the bad guy, but you have to. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just taking one example that everybody misunderstands, is the whole Pearl Harbor thing. You have to always go back to the why behind something. You can't just take things on surface level. So if you were in your home and somebody said, hey, listen, you got to stay in your home and none of your neighbors can come over, and you just got to live off your little quarter-acre parcel, and you have 50 people in your home, right? And you don't have enough food around your home to actually survive. You can't do it. You're dependent on other people and trade with other people around you. What would you do, right? And so that's what happened during Pearl Harbor. So when you just talk about surface level stuff and you don't actually go into why did they attack us? Well, they attacked us because their entire country was starving. They had no choice, right? So that's all I'm saying is like, okay, so now going into some statistics, the United States, let's just
wait 1 second. So in the 30s, Japan invaded China. They occupied parts of Vietnam. They sought control over Southeast Asia. That was okay though, right? And then the United States responded by restricting aviation fuel, scrap metal, and they froze Japan's assets. So let's go. If you want to go back to Japanese being imperialistic and trying to take over all these other areas.
What I'm saying is,
no. Tell me why is that okay?
I'm going to explain. So it's not our job to fight other people's wars. It's our job to protect our borders and to allow our citizens to live a
I
good.
agree. I agree with that, Anthony. I'm not disagreeing, but I want to go back to your statement that we were the aggressors and that's why Japan attacked us.
Okay, what?
So
Here's,
I understand
hold on,
you're
hold on.
I understand you're saying, well, we should have let them invade China, go to French Indonesia, Vietnam,
Yeah,
control Southeast oil
yeah,
and resources.
yeah. That's not our job. Like, you're arguing two different points.
So let
Like,
me ask you this: was it our job to rebuild Europe and Japan after World War II? Should we should have just let them
first of
go
all,
to extinction?
you were jumping all over the place.
Well, I understand that because you're trying to say that it's totally the United States' fault that Japan attacked us. So look at some of the good things that we did as well, and you're not.
No, can we just?
So I think
I
we're more moral than a lot of other places. You
Okay.
don't think we are.
Let's
That's
just
the
stick to
bottom
one
line.
thing, and I think I have to like take a different approach when we get into these discussions because like they get nowhere. So maybe I can just ask you questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the first question is, if a country does not attack us, do you think we have the right to attack another country? And hold on, before you answer this, get rid of all of the what ifs. Well, they were maybe planning this and they were maybe planning that, because those damn things can be said for every country at all times. And if that is your premise, then you can just throw everything out of it.
The problem is the United States historically has been, whether it's right or wrong, Anthony, they have been looked upon by other countries as the police force. I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that's what we should have done for the last 75, 80 years.
I'm asking you a simple question.
Okay.
Take out all the bullshit, hearsay, they may attack, they may do this, they may do that. Take it all out, okay?
Okay.
Do you think it's our job as the U.S. to go fight other people's wars for them? That's it.
Simply to answer that, no, I don't think it's our job.
Okay. So if that is the first point, then just keep on following this down. Let's just say Japan is attacking China and freaking Malaysia or whatever country you want to call, right? Philosophically, you're saying, hey, listen, all we need to make sure is if they want to come attack us, we're going to be ready to go and we're going to decimate them, right?
Okay.
And we're going to make sure we're protecting our borders.
Okay.
That's what you believe, right?
Okay. So then you believe that alliances like NATO should be done away with.
Yeah, I think they're all bullshit.
Okay.
100%. I think international law is crazy. Like, it just creates more centralization. And at the end of the day, if everybody, has the right to defend themselves, then you have equal mass destruction, like mutual, so that keeps everybody essentially honest with what they're doing, right? And that's what I am for.
Did you ever stick up for a kid when you were in high school that was being picked on by a bully?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, if two kids are, first of all, being picked, all right, if two kids are fighting, it's not my job to break it up, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a kid being picked on by somebody bigger and stronger than them. Do you think you, as somebody there in that school, should step in and say, hey, leave the kid alone? You're way bigger than him.
Yeah,
but
at the end of the day, it's not, I get what you're saying. It's not my job to fight the other kid. You
So
can
you just let them get beat up.
No, you could try to, de-escalate a situation, but it doesn't mean you're getting involved. Hence why, with the whole Iran thing, we called up.
Well, let me take it a little farther.
Oh my God.
At what point do you, as an individual in your high school, step in? Like, does a kid have to be on the ground getting pummeled, bleeding, getting kicked? When do you step in and say, hey, enough is enough, leave them alone?
Okay.
When do you try to restrain that bully?
Okay. What I'm saying is I get this. This is a very emotional thing that you're trying to invoke, right? Yeah. That's some silly like mind games that you're trying to play, especially to invoke feelings. At the end of the day, listen, if there are two people fighting in the street or somebody's getting bullied, listen, at the end of the day, it's not my job to step in, right? Especially if I have my family with me. Okay.
That's why I'm saying nothing is black and white.
No, it is black and white. You should not interfere with other people's issues,
especially if your family was with you.
Damn right.
So it's not black and white, Anthony. By that statement, you just said it's not black and white, especially if my family is with me. So that means if my family's not with me and I can render support and stop this beating, that I might step in and try to help the person that's getting pummeled.
Yeah, you're just trying to invoke these feelings. At the end of the day, I'm just stating what I think. What I think is this: if there's two random people getting in a fight and I'm with my family, I'm the government and the family's all the citizens, right? It is not my job to send my family. Okay? So hear me out. There's two people fighting or two families fighting. Okay? I'll bring it full circle to what it really is.
Hatfield and McCoy's.
Yeah, sure. The freaking, yeah, whatever you want. Two families are fighting and they're going at it. It's not my job as the father of my family to go tell all of my family members to go save one or the other. It's not my job. It's my job to protect my family. That's what we're talking about.
You're a true isolationist then.
It's not a true isolationist. A true isolationist means that you don't do fair trade, that you don't allow your citizens and businesses to trade with other countries. That's bullshit. That's just another talking point. That's bullshit. No, I'm for fair trade. I am for my family members to go out there and make partnerships with other families and buy and sell with them and go do that with them. That's amazing. That's productive. That's completely different. So people, they always say these things and I'm boom. Okay. Hopefully I can share screen now.
The video's not as clear.
On this one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's the brand new Mac. So
it was clear 2 minutes ago. It's clearing up now. So maybe it was just my internet. Yeah. Right. I think the difference between the two of us is you are very black and white. There's no gray for you. And that's okay. Some people can live like that. I don't know that I can.
You can't. Once you get into getting rid of morals, principles, philosophical then it's all just this and that, and we're not. People and citizens can make those decisions. We're talking about a government and the role of a government. It's completely different.
So let's get back to Iran and the United States. Yeah. So here's where I see a big difference. So like in Iran in the late 80s, there were mass executions. Do we do that in the United States?
It's you just try to use anything.
I say they're not as moral as They are not as we were talking about morals.
Okay.
I am saying they're not as moral as we are.
Okay. And what I am saying is, it's nice. We got different camera angles.
Oh, you're on a different camera now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to share my screen, because what I'm about is I'm talking about what their country has done, provoked or unprovoked, compared to ours. Right. And so, can you see this? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So here are the stats on Iran versus the US from 1920. I just said do the past 100 years. Okay. And it pulled all, I didn't, I just said, grab this.
Compare. Yeah, but that was made by the Iranian government.
Yeah. Okay. So US military interventions, 400 plus, 0 wars started. Okay.
Okay.
No. You're going to get into justifying. First of all, I don't even need these numbers, because my philosophy and my morals are principally sound, and it doesn't matter. But when you want to get into semantics and talk about surface level BS, we could do that. And the BS, because if you're not principally sound, this is what happens. You start justifying everything, right? And you think that you have the moral high ground, and you think that you are the ones that should be able to dictate what everybody else in the world should be doing and not be doing, and getting involved with everybody. Okay. So this is just all 0. Estimated foreign civilian deaths caused, low, millions. Time their own government was overthrown by another, 1-0. Who attacked whom in 2026? I mean, it just did this. Preemptive strikes, Tehran and Israel on February 28th, whatever, retaliated.
So hold on. Right. You're right. Iran is a loving country that does nothing bad.
No, what you want to do is, what you're going to start to say is what everybody else starts to say. Oh, they've chanted death to America. Let's just talk about that.
And they've killed Americans.
Dad. Okay. Let's say that they have killed 1,000 Americans.
Okay.
Just in the past, let's just say 30 years. Okay. So they've killed 1,000 Americans.
How many Iranians have we killed?
Let's just talk about Muslim nations and
let's talk about Iran. How many Iranians have we gone in and killed?
Yeah. So I'm going to have to ask, how many Americans has Iran government killed?
Or their proxies.
Okay. Or
because
proxies.
they fund Hezbollah, the Houthis.
They're not killing Americans. They're just not.
They're not. Where are you living that you're getting this information?
You're telling me that Iran's proxies are killing U.S. servicemen or citizens. Yeah. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know where you're getting your information from.
Well, you're checking it right now, so see what information comes up.
Iran government. Here, I'll just start sharing now so you guys can. But I mean, it's extremely it's like an emotional statement. Everybody in the U.S. does it. It's just like, what are you? There's no.
We'll get the information up.
All right. How many Americans has Iran government killed or proxies? Iran or their proxies killed versus how many
Iranians have been killed by the U.S.
have been killed by the U.S. I mean, it just doesn't even justify anything, but I'm just doing it to.
Okay, you're just doing it to appease
you and our 13 guests.
Because we're so bad, because we've had these interventions.
Well, I mean, listen, when you've had 400 plus, nobody even comes, and I haven't even gone to the rest of the world, but nobody even comes close. Now it's going to build a list. Okay. Why it's doing that? Wars of aggression launched, dozens. Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, Iraq ×2, Libya, Syria, Yemen, and more, right? 0 since 1856. Afghanistan. Countries.
So
Hold on.
You don't think that Iran is creating and funding terrorist organizations?
Okay. So the terrorist organizations, first of all, it's very easy to label something terrorist organizations.
Right.
Okay. What I think that they do, right, is they want to make sure that they're protected. Why? Why do they want to make sure that they're protected?
I give up.
No, I mean, I want you to think.
Nobody's attacking them. Nobody in the current, U.S., nobody has been attacking them.
Do you think?
Since they took over 47 years ago, nobody's attacked them.
Okay. In the Middle East, what has happened over the past 60 years? We'll get to this in a second, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Okay? But we'll get to that in a second because you want to get into semantics. So it's not, just stop looking at it, Dad. Okay? It's not good. I already knew it wasn't good, but this is your emotional shit that like 95% of the people in the US have these emotional just thoughts from mass media or whatever. It's just all BS. But all I'm saying is, if in the past 60 years, okay, what has happened in the Middle East?
Well, probably the biggest thing is some of the Middle Eastern countries want to get rid of Israel. And that's been their big thing. That's the major thing.
Okay. Well,
I mean, that's the conflict that's been going on there for since 45 or whenever Israel became a state.
There are a lot of Israeli and Jews that lived in many different Middle Eastern countries right around Israel, right? Tons. And there's a bunch of people that live in Israel that are from the surrounding countries.
Oh, yes, because Israel is fine with other religions, other backgrounds.
The surrounding countries are okay with Jews as well. And we'll look at that next. Okay. So we're just going to wipe all of this BS of what's in people's heads away. But
okay, scroll down. I want to see this 500,000.
I'm going to actually take this off the screen because I want to talk about. Okay. So if I did another statistic, okay, and show how many countries the United States has attacked in the Middle East, all around Iran, okay, and how many standing, are you listening? Because you're looking down and you're typing stuff up yourself.
Yes.
This is extremely important, okay? What did I just say?
So that you're looking down. This is extremely important.
Okay, what did I just say?
I don't know what you said.
All right, so because are you, stop reading stuff. Look at me. Look at me.
Go ahead.
All right. No, don't do it. So this is sad. These are sad state of affairs. Think about how many innocent people are dying and died in the Gaza Strip, and how many people are dying right now. It's disgusting, really, right?
Yes.
And to see Trump's State of the Union or like his press conferences after and like just nonchalant about this stuff is a little sickening to me, right? But at the end of the day, we have went into unprovoked wars into many countries in the Middle East. Forget about Israel. Don't use Israel as the reason why. Okay? It's not.
It's
so
wild.
whatever it is, all I'm saying is if you're Iran, okay, and every single one of your neighbors has essentially been attacked by the United States, right? It's your job to make sure that you can protect your citizens. They haven't provoked, as you just saw in the statistics, any wars. Okay, so what you're saying is, oh, well, they fund Hezbollah, right? A terrorist organization, or they could just be like, hey, listen, we're this country. We don't really have the means to have, standing armies like the United States does all over the place and all around us. So you know what? We're going to fund some of these organizations to just maybe shelter us and help us out a little bit if we are attacked by the United States or another country. So your point is, oh, they're funding these terrorist organizations, but what are these terrorist organizations doing? It's similar to what our military bases are doing, but 100 times less.
It's kind of like the Christian Crusades, when the Christians went out and tried to take over people, kill people that would not convert to Christianity. This is the same thing, except it's Islam. It's a holy war.
Okay, so now you're saying it's a holy war.
Well,
okay.
For them it is, yes.
I just showed you a screen share that Iran itself has not attacked another nation. Okay. So this whole thing where it's a holy war and they're just trying to wipe a specific religion off the face of the earth, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
Okay.
Right?
That's all right.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of bullshit to instill fear in people, to give us the justification to go do something because there's other things going on behind the scenes. Okay, it's not about.
It's your right to think that way.
Now, back to Iran, the U.S., and what's been going on. If Iran hasn't been attacking and we've been attacking all around, why wouldn't Iran want to at least try to shelter itself from a foreign country invading, especially if they're standing armies all around from the U.S., the most lethal country in the world that has attacked everybody around them? Okay.
And guess what? Where that falls through is they hadn't been attacked. Okay. The second thing is, it doesn't matter what they did. If the United States wanted to go in and level that country, they could. So
they can't.
They can.
No, they can't, Dad. They just can't.
Militarily, you don't think the United States?
We can't. You're blinded. You're blinded.
Blinded by what?
You hear all this bullshit.
So you don't think the U.S. military has enough firepower to totally destroy that country?
Dad, we were in Afghanistan and Iraq for how long? Do you know the difference between Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran?
Yeah.
Just in sheer size, number one.
There's 90 million people. It's a much larger country.
Yeah, and they're a lot more well-armed than Afghanistan and Iraq. And we were there for 20 years. Now, could we somehow get nukes over there and just start nuking the shit out of them? Yeah, we probably could, but we can't nuke their entire country, right? So like, this is just blinded US. Oh, we could just go in and just destroy their entire and kill 90 million people. Yeah, that's going to work real well.
I'm not saying it's going to work real well.
It's just silly. It's just silly talk. So, I mean, it just is, right? And you just think that we have this might. First of all, strategically speaking, we couldn't win in Vietnam. We couldn't win in Afghanistan. We couldn't win in Iraq. We couldn't win in—
Yeah, and that's right. And part of that, if you talk to anybody that was in the military during Vietnam, is because they were fighting with one hand tied behind their back. But look, and I don't say we can go in and destroy any country. Yeah, we might be able to, but we could destroy all their infrastructure. We could send them back to the Dark Ages.
Okay, but they can destroy all of the infrastructure around them as well. They could freaking obliterate Israel right now. Obliterate Israel if they wanted to.
How?
What do you mean? They have so much more firepower than Israel has. You just have no idea.
Well, I didn't realize you knew so much about the Iraqi regime.
Iran.
Iran.
Yeah, the amount of missiles and firepower they have compared to Israel is probably 10x. Israel would run out of bombs or defense. Essentially, this is what happens. When somebody shoots one missile into Israel, the dome, right? It's going to take at least 4 to 8 missiles to intercept it. Okay. Number 2, all they would have to do is really go after Tel Aviv. That's it. Okay. So Israel is completely concentrated. They've already dropped bombs into Israel. They can get whatever the hell it's called, the steel dome.
You just think they don't want to?
Oh, 100%.
They don't want to.
No, because they don't want. It would essentially they would be killing 10 million people. That would not look good for them. Same way it wouldn't look good for us if we went and dropped a nuke. That doesn't make people like you around the world. I
don't think many people like them right now.
Dad, there's a bunch of countries that are backing them right now. I don't know
what countries.
Russia has already condemned what's going on from the U.S.
And China and North Korea.
The U.K.
No.
Yes. Spain.
So you're saying that they would support Iran if it came down to a war?
Listen, most countries, they know that the U.S. has the most fighting power. So do they want to go against the U.S.? No, but they have the balls to say what we're doing is not right and to stop it. Like you ride in on this horse that we just have the right to do this shit. Like, why?
So, and here again, I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong. I'm just discussing.
You justify everything. You justify everything. You're saying that it's not right or it's not wrong, but you argue so hard to the contrary.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because this would be boring if we both agreed with everything. So if you want, I'll just agree with everything.
Well, no, I think I
mean, that's what this is about.
It's because you do have opposite. You are genuinely arguing points, right? Because and if this is all just an act from you, then it's just an act. Or maybe you bring up things and I combat what you're saying with other viewpoints, and then it makes you think, and you're like, oh, okay, but.
Well, and as I've said before, philosophically, I think countries should stay out of other people's business.
But you always
I don't believe everything is black and white.
Right. But if everything is not black and white, that's why principles, morals, are so important, right? Because if you don't have principles and morals, then everything could just be what ifs, and everybody could just think whatever they want and say, oh, we could justify because of this, this, and this. My principles and morals are simple. If somebody punches me in the face, I'm going to destroy them. Right? That's it. and they're going to know it. But I'm not going to send my family to go fight some bullshit
before they hit you.
Yeah. And not on a what if that little Tommy was saying that he's going to punch little Joey in the face tomorrow. Okay, well, tomorrow you're going to go, and we know it came from a bunch of hearsay, but right when you get to the playground, you just punch him in the face because Sharon and little Tommy told you that that's what he was going to do. Like, that's what we're talking about.
It's nice to believe and to think that the world's going to work like that, and I wish it could.
Most of the world works like that. If the statistics that I showed earlier, and I will bring it up for the United States and the rest of the world, the statistics show that the US by far, take all the countries together, the US by far initiates unprovoked because of what ifs. At the end of the day, if somebody comes here and tries to attack us, cool. Send every freaking thing we have to their country. And I'm not about obliterating a country because, hey, if the US does that, I don't want to die because Trump made a decision to go attack Iran and I'm going to die for that. Like, there's just these individuals that are at the top that get to essentially people in Gaza and Iran, like those 150 girls that died because a bomb was dropped on their elementary school or whatever the heck it was. That's 160 girls that are no longer here, that were completely innocent.
Yeah.
Like, what's
war
that?
sucks.
Yeah. So on a what if, okay. So who's actually killing whom? Americans killed by Iran or their proxies since 1979. All sources combined. Iranians killed by the U.S. actions, direct proxy sanctions, war support, 500,000.
Yeah, but that's war support. So
What?
that's not direct military action.
Yeah. So direct military kills 241, 17, 19, 603, 3. Then we had 290. Now U.S. backed
290.
Huh?
What's that 290?
Civilian airliner shot down by U.S. 66 children.
Civilian aircraft shot down by the U.S.
Yeah. Direct military kills. Let's see. U.S. backed actions against Iran. Iranian war dead. U.S. armed, funded, and gave satellite intel to Iraq. U.S. backed Iraq invasion of Iran. Chemical weapons. U.S. backed Iraq war on Iran. For 500 Americans to die, Iran had to fund proxy groups across 40 years for 500,000 Iranians to die. The United States just had to be the United States. And we wonder why they chant death to America, right? So that's the other point that I wanted to hit on. Like, if Iran had standing armies around us and killed Americans and blew up, little Joe and Jackson's elementary school and they died, I don't know. I think like people in the US would probably say, fuck Iran and death to Iran, right? Like, that's a normal human reaction when innocent people are killed in front of you.
So why do you think so many people in Iran are happy and Persians or Iranians are happy with what's going on? No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, question. I get it. because I think that there would be, and I'm answering in a different, in a specific way that may resonate a little bit more. I think that a lot of US citizens would be extremely happy if Trump was not the president. I'm not going to say that he was killed or whatever.
Well,
That
yeah, no, yeah.
okay. So
45, 49, 48%. Yeah.
So it's just so easy to make the argument that Iranians are happy. Okay, so you're going to see, let's just say you see 200,000 Iranians that are happy. Well, there's 200,000 that are sad because their leader got killed, right?
So
Like,
let me ask you this then. So with regard to how women are treated in Iran, that they can't go out and uncover themselves, you think that that's okay, even though they don't want that?
no, what I'm saying is my individual beliefs is that everybody should have complete freedom, right? A government should not tell somebody how to live at all. So we know that. But my point is this, just like I'm for states' rights, I'm for country sovereignty. And the only thing that I would say, so when you have states' rights, there's things that I disagree with California, New York, many other states, Florida, but I get to pick and choose where I want to live. When it comes to countries, as long as Iran is not holding their citizens hostage, okay?
Go ahead.
No. I mean, with the face you're making,
yeah, because that is exactly, look, you know.
Okay, so Dad,
the repression, the control of the people there is almost inhumane.
Okay.
If not inhumane.
This could be said, this same statement. So if you take this same statement that it's inhumane, first of all, inhumane's in the eye of the beholder. Do I think that our government allows for more freedom of their citizens? Most likely, yes, a lot, right? And I'm happy to live here. Now, I think there's a bunch of horrible things that our government does. On the flip side of the coin, the last time I checked, Iran was not keeping their citizens from leaving the country, flying out of the country to go visit another country.
No,
right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have a friend who's got family in Iran, and he's visited them.
Yeah, and they could come here, right?
I don't know. I never asked them that if they could.
Okay. Does Iran allow for their citizens, to travel to other countries? This is crazy talk that I'm even putting this in. Good question. So while I should just be Googling this stuff instead of using AI, it'd be much quicker. Truth. Yes, Iran citizens can travel abroad. Iran is not North Korea as of 2026. Iranian citizens had visa-free or visa on arrival access to 40 countries and territories. Millions of Iranians travel internationally.
So they can try. Yeah, I mean, all I said was I don't know. I know that he and his family have gone back to Iran just like a couple of months ago.
I guess what I'm saying,
have a problem going or coming.
I guess what I'm saying is, if somebody that lives in Iran feels
wanted to leave,
they could,
if they had the means. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, that's this. You could always make the argument of, somebody that doesn't have the means to leave Florida to go to New York, or New York to, because of COVID. Like, you could always use that, right? But there's a tremendous amount of people in Iran that travel, millions of them that travel every year. And if they wanted to stay in that other country and say, hey, for these reasons, my rights, they could figure it out, right? Like Iran's not keeping them there. So I just don't know. Like, have you ever, like watched videos of Iranian leaders or their citizens and like what they have to say and how they speak and how they conduct themselves and the pride that they have? And listen, there's people that hate Iran that live in Iran.
I think probably the majority of Iranians, let's put it this way, the ones that I have met that happen to have moved here and live here, are very, very nice people.
Right. But you know what? They probably moved out of Iran for a better opportunity, and maybe they felt like their rights weren't nearly as much as if they moved to the US, and it's better to so it's our job as the US to be that shining city on the hill that has the freedom and the land of opportunity like we used to be, right? And not the big bullies. And listen, if somebody from Iran feels that their rights, they don't have the rights that they would like, the freedom, then cool. Like it's the United States' job to allow them to immigrate here and show them a better opportunity, show them a better way of life. This is the US, right? Like, hey, go build whatever you want. Go start your business. You're a woman. Yeah, you could do this, you could do that. Like, that's our job, not to go impose our will on somebody else and decimate their country for what?
Yeah. And look, the United States for a long time, and again, this is has been said by probably at least, well, in my that I can recall, probably from Bill Clinton, every president has said Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. Yeah. And that gets back to, if they want to have one, they should be able to have one. However, for some reason, and I don't know, and you probably don't know, and most people don't know what's going on. That's been
the reason why you could use the same premise for the right to bear arms, right? But
thank God we have the right to bear arms, because the problem that's going on in a lot of countries, and Iran is one of them, since citizens can't bear arms, they're very easily controlled.
Well, that's the reason why the right to bear arms is there. And most people think it's, so you could protect your family. No, really, it's to protect yourself against a foreign government or your own government, right?
Yes. No, I agree with
the
that.
crazy thing is, if you think about it, I'm not even allowed to have a gun, even though I have it in this fake background because of my bullshit felony, right? And at the end of the day, like when the stuff's going on in Mexico, where like cartels, it's like, you don't know if the cartels have people in the US that's going to start doing crazy things. And then, you don't have any defense against that. It's like crazy to me, right? And the real reason for the right to bear arms is exactly that. From a country trying to come invade us. Yeah, good luck. Like freaking every American, like there's 3 guns for every citizen in America, right?
Well, at any rate, I hope that whatever action happens, that it ends soon, and that there's a positive outcome and people are freer than they are now. We've made the move, whether it's right or wrong, it's what is. And hopefully the people in Iran will have a better life, not a worse life. And that's what we can hope for.
The funny thing is that all these MAGAs, if you look at all of, what Trump and a lot of people in the cabinet have said, it's the complete opposite of what's going on right now, right? And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes.
What do you mean the complete opposite?
Well, like, there's just so many different videos of Trump saying like, an Iran war should never start, and like not a good negotiator, like this president's not a good negotiator, all these different wars that have been started. He was completely against it. I mean, he was against war.
Yes, look, I definitely believe he is anti-war. However, the U.S. stance for the last 40 years has been Iran can't have a nuclear bomb.
Oh my God.
You can rub your head. I'm just saying what is. I don't think he wants this.
If that was,
I think he thinks he's compelled. Whether he's right or wrong, who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, but it's just not, we got Venezuela, then Mexico, and then Iran. And the scary thing is I don't think Iran is going to back down. I think that their armed forces are decentralized, and
right.
I think that they have their missions, and they're fucking going, right? And the scary thing to me is Trump doesn't want to take an L. He doesn't want to take a loss. What does victory seem to him? Victory to him, it's kind of like backing a crazy person that has a ton of I don't know, like self-righteousness into a corner.
Well, and that's true. But I do think that a lot of what he's trying to accomplish is cut off China's supply of oil, cut off,
that's just crazy talk. What?
Anthony, I'm just telling you what I think is going on.
Yeah,
whether it's crazy talk or not.
Yeah,
that's what I think is happening.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is why did it happen right after like the release of the Epstein files and all that as well?
All bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
The Epstein files is a bunch of crap. They should have just released everything, not redacted anything. The girls that were involved have spoken out.
Yeah, but the thing is with that, it's just when you talk about principles, like there's a way that the court system works, and you can't just release all the information from court docs, right? Like I don't know, but I do think
the legislature passed the law to release everything.
Yeah.
So now it's legal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, there's so much garbage that goes on.
So you think the Epstein files is bullshit? Then why did like Prince Andrew?
No. I just think it's BS that they don't just put everything out there. Don't redact it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just extremely coincidental that there was the second release, and they're going to start, they started posing.
Yeah, I don't think that, look, it's all political. I mean, the reality is whether Trump is in there or Clinton is or Barack Obama is, they probably are all in it because those hoity-toity people,
they all hang out with each other.
They all hang out with each other. They don't know what everybody's doing.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, a lot of it's like, if I were Trump, I'd be like, yeah, I went to 4 parties, at his compound or whatever. Like, okay, so like I knew the guy and we played golf together. But just because somebody and they get in trouble, like, are you associated with that just because, there's a ton of people that were associated with him and thought nothing of it. Like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. I love it when people post something where it's like, oh, there's Epstein, with Trump or whatever, or like Bill Clinton or this guy or that guy. It's like, okay, the guy was well connected and he ran in all those circles and they were at parties together and they, okay.
That doesn't mean they did anything bad. They could have, they may not have. But the thing is, I think
guilty by association bullshit, essentially.
Yeah, I think that, a lot of the women have spoken out. A lot of them came from Lake Worth High School.
Yeah. No, I was watching the documentary.
So, all right.
All right. Love you. Good
Love
talk.
you too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.